Mid-morning, let's answer a question from social media. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi. This is the Lama you are looking for. This morning, we could chant and meditate and enjoy a lesson or two. But first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as transformatively as Luke Skywalker on Dagobah under the guidance of Yoda, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. If at any point during this morning's live stream you have a question about meditation or philosophy or even chanting, there is no need to be bashful. Simply type your question in great detail in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. Tan Pong asks, how much of meditation can I do in a day? That reminds me of a conversation I saw on Game of Thrones about something other than meditation. When reading the Foundation of All Good Qualities, attributed to the Tibetan teacher Tsongkhapa, we are told that during a retreat, one might practice 4 times a day. I found that if someone is really enthusiastic about spiritual development, but they work a full-time job, then they may wish to practice once every 12 hours. Well, how long should they practice? Well, it depends on what's comfortable for them. It depends on what is pleasurable for them. For physical bliss and emotional joy are part of the Buddha's path. And if our practice is physically or emotionally painful, then it's time to make some adjustments. But here's a good rule of thumb. Start off 5 minutes every 12 hours for your first week. Second week, you can bump that up by 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Third week, bump that up by an additional 5 minutes to 15 minutes. So every week, you can bump it up by 5 minutes until you feel like you've leveled out. A lot of people feel that taking 17 weeks, they acclimate to 60-minute meditation twice a day is ideal. Now you might say, well, I don't want to wait 17 weeks. So you need to listen to your body and progress or regress according to your body's needs. However, here's something to consider. I found that if you stick to a 5-minute, if you stick to the increasing your practice by 5 minutes a week schedule, which does not fall trippingly off the tongue, you could experience what I like to call divine impatience, where you become impatient to do the right thing. And that is wonderful. To experience what I call divine impatience is much, much better than just forcing yourself to do something. So play with that for a month or so and get back to me. Now, I look forward to chanting this morning, but before I do, let's tend to 1 minute of housekeeping. It is my intention to live stream 4 classes, meditation classes, every day, health permitting. These live streamed classes have no advertisements, and with your assistance, this channel could come to support the next generation of nuns, monks, yogis, lamas, and even brick-and-mortar meditation centers, each replete with a resident teacher and their apprentice. If you think this is a good idea, you're welcome to help out for as little as the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month. You're welcome to use your smartphone's camera to capture this QR code, or simply scroll down and click one of the donation links in the description area below the video. I would like to play with today, this mid-morning, Gelek Rinpoche's adaptation of Ganden Lagyema, or 100 Deities of the Land of Joy. It's a guru yoga which is dear to my heart. Perhaps you will enjoy it as well. Don't worry, we will not be chanting in Tibetan. We'll start right here. I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, until I attain enlightenment. By practicing generosity and other perfections, may I be able to obtain enlightenment for the benefit of sentient beings. I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I obtain enlightenment. By practicing generosity and other perfections, may I be able to obtain enlightenment for the benefit of sentient beings. I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I obtain enlightenment. By practicing generosity and other perfections, may I be able to obtain enlightenment for the benefit of sentient beings. Okay, so we're going to scroll down now. We're going to play with an extensive version of the four immeasurables. May all sentient beings be free from attachment and aversion, being close to some and distant from others. How wonderful it would be, may this be accomplished. I will free them from attachment and aversion, bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the cause of happiness. How wonderful would it be, how wonderful it would be, may this be accomplished. I will bring them happiness and the causes of happiness, bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. How wonderful it would be, may this be accomplished. I will free them from suffering and the cause of suffering, bless me to accomplish this. This is it's not quite fitting the screen, so I'm going to do my best to adjust this. That might do something wonky to the screen, so I will adjust that as well. May all sentient beings have the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from the worldly dharmas and dualistic thoughts. May this be accomplished. I will bring them to a state. Bless me to accomplish this. So what follows is a rather poetic description of the teacher Gyatso or Tsongkhapa, known also as Losang Dragpa. From the heart of the protector of the hundreds of deities of the land of joy comes a cloud that resembles a mass of fresh white curd. Omniscient Losang Dragpa, king of the Dharma, together with your sons, I request you to come to its tip. And whoops, I forgot to make sure that the display was synchronized. That's on me, kids. From the heart of the protector of the hundreds of deities of the land of joy comes a cloud that resembles a mass of fresh white curd. Omniscient Losang Drakpa, king of the Dharma, together with your sons I request you to come to its tip. Okay, so now we slide over to the left, super fast. O venerable gurus with white smiles of delight, seated on lions from lotus and moon in the space before me, I request you to remain for hundreds of aeons in order to spread the teachings and be the supreme field of merit for my mind of faith. Your minds of the intellect that comprehends the full extent of what can be known, your speech with its excellent explanations becomes the air ornament for those of good fortune. Your bodies are radiantly handsome with glory renowned. I prostrate to you, whom to behold here all recall is worthwhile. Pleasant water offerings, various flowers, fragrant incense, light and scented water. This ocean of such cloud-like offerings, both actually arranged and mentally created, I present to you, O supreme field of merit. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind I have accumulated since beginning this time, and especially any transgressions of mine. Three vows I confess over and again with fervent regret from my heart. So let's take a moment to explore the three vows. Many centuries ago, one of my spiritual heroes, Karma Chakmay Rinpoche, taught that the essence of the vow of renunciation is nonviolence. The essence of the vow of love is to dedicate not only to generate good karma, but to share it with others. And the essence of the vows of Tantra are simply to rely upon your teacher's example and instructions and students. In other words, don't be a dick. From the depths of our hearts we rejoice, our protectors, in the great waves of your deeds, you who strive to learn and practice in this degenerate age, and who made your fully endowed life worthwhile by abandoning the eight worldly feelings. So what are the eight worldly feelings? They are being a slave to the tyranny of our cravings for wealth, health, praise, and fame, as well as being a slave to the tyranny of our hatred of scarcity, pain, scorn, and obscurity. Whoopsie, I almost knocked my microphone. You, the great masters, may your sky of Dharmakaya develop the clouds of love and compassion and shower the profound and deep teachings as suitable on the ground of your disciples. Well, that was a threefold simile, wasn't it? I dedicate whatever virtues I have collected for the sake of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang Drakpa to shine forever. Okay, so it looks like it's time to switch pages and therefore columns. O glorious and precious Guru, come to your lotus and moon seat, hot place hair on my head, and keep me safe in your great kindness. Bestow on me, please, the powerful attainments of your body, speech, and mind. So, by inviting a real or imagined entity to sit upon one's head, it simply it influences one's it coalesces one's energies within one's central channel, brings it to the top of the head, which many people do find beneficial. Think of this as Tibetan Kundalini. So what we're going to play with is a wonderful prayer. On the in-breath, let us play with a loving intention. How about on the in-breath, let us wish wisdom and peace for all minds. You are Avalokiteshvara, the great treasure of compassion and a dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all demons without exemption. O Tsongkhapa, crown ornament of the sages of the land of the snows, Losang Drikpa, I may request at your feet. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, undated dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the stages of the land of snows, Longsang Drapa, I make request at your feet. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of the snows, Losang Drikpa, I may request at your feet. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drapa, may request at your feet. Let us shift our loving intention now to may all speech be loving and joyful. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the hosts of demons without exemption. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of the snows, Losang Drapa, make request at your feet. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all demons without exception, and Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows. Losang Drikpa, may request at your feet. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of the snows, Losang Draka, may request at your feet. So I want to make this easier for everybody, so bear with me while I do a bit of typing. Please, once again, bear with me. Okay. You are Avalokiteshvara. Let's see here. You are Avalokiteshvara. Great treasure of compassion and aimed at dualistic existence. Great treasure of compassion, not aimed at dualistic existence. So that font is too big to fit on the page. Will 28 do it? Yes. So what's next? Okay, that's looking good. And a Manjushri, Master of Flawless Wisdom. As well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. Aha! I'll go back to 14 and okay. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows. Excuse me. Lozong Drakpa, I make request at your feet. Lozong Dragpa, I make request at your feet. Okay. Comma and comma and comma. Comma and comma and comma. And Tibet translates into English as Land of the Snows. And once again, I'm having trouble with the machine. Okay. Okay, so $28.14. Okay. So okay, so this is our wish here in italics and highlighted. I'm going to reduce the, remove the, what's it called? Going over here, and I'm going to go back to 14, and I'm going to close the PDF, and go back to supplements, and hit Gundam Log Yama. Okay. This may be easier. You are voting in what a great treasure of compassion, omnipotent dualistic existence, unmonstrous master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the hosts of demons without exception. Utsankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drakva may request at your feet. You are all voting in what a great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, unmonstrous master of flawless wisdom, as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. Utsankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of the snows, Losang Drakva may request at your feet. Okay, so I'm going to change the prayer now because, of course, I am. Let us wish all beings, let us wish that each form possess handsome health. And of course, that is an interesting spelling I chose. Okay, let's go for it. Cowabunga. You are alone in Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unneeded dualistic existence, unmonstrous master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Sankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drakpa may request at your feet. You are abundant Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, non-named dualistic existence, unmonstrous master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drakpa may request at your feet. You are alone again, Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and monstrous master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. Utsankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drakpa may request at your feet. You are alone again, Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and monstrous master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. Utsankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drakpa may request at your feet. Now we're going to do some artistic fun because I'm just that silly. So, quick look at everybody. I'm going to change the font to Arial and see if I can't make it look white-ish. Add in a little bit of the old outline to that. And let's change the prayer once again to good fortune, oopsie, for all circumstances. So we've brought mind, speech, body, and circumstance into the path of love, which I think is dandy. You are voting in Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and monstrous master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. Utsankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drakpa make request at your feet. Let's hit add to dictionary. And now let's see, with Manjushri, it could be ridiculously fun to change the font from Times New Roman to Arial, and to change the appearance thusly and make it gold. Okay. We're going to shift gears now. We've played with 4 wishes. The common denominator of these 4 wishes has been love, true love, cherisho love. Sorry, I was channeling Princess Bride. Now we're going to shift gear from love to letting go. By the way, it has been argued that love and letting go is the essence of generation or creation stage Buddhist Tantra. So one moment, I put my thinking cap on. Yes. We'll play with a rhetorical question. And here we go. So what do we mean by sentient void? Glad you asked. Every time we inhale, we access our sympathetic nervous system, which is wired to perceive vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. And so it's very easy when we breathe in to observe our circumstances. And yet, when we exhale, every time we exhale, we access our parasympathetic nervous system, which is wired for both physical relaxation and mental release. So, when we relax into our exhalation, these exact same circumstances could feel as if they were as non-graspable as a vast, empty void. They could feel as if they were as non-graspable as the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although may be tantalizing to the eye, is intangible to the grasp. And now, having blathered mindlessly, let's continue. Oh, but wait, there's more. Quick like a bunny. Let's change the font and the style, or vice versa, and make it infinite azure blue. Splendid. Okay, here we go. Whoops, look at that. Looky, here comes Cookie. I got that from a Sesame Street toy when I was but a child. You are Modugan, a great treasure of compassion, non-named dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of the demons without exemption. Old Sankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land, as no Sankdrakpa may request at your feet. So, as we're chanting, relax as best you can. You are Avodagan Ishvana, great treasure of compassion, non-named and dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exemption. No Sankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land, as no Sankdrakpa may request at your feet. You are Avodagan Ishvana, great treasure of compassion, non-named and dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exemption. O Sankapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land, as no Sankdrakpa may request at your feet. You are Avodagan Ishvana, great treasure of compassion, non-named and dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exemption. O Tsongkhapa, Grand Jewel of the sages of thy land, as knows O Song that I may request at your feet. Now we're going to shift gears. We're going to switch from bases of mindfulness from the circumstantial to the physical, and from the perceptual modality from the seen to the felt. Whoopsie. There we go. How are forms felt yet void? You are the Nishmana, great treasure of compassion, unending dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exemption. O Tsongkhapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land, is knows a song that I may request at your feet. You are Alone, Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unending dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exemption. O Tsongkhapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land, is no song that I may request at your feet. You are the Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsongkhapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land, is no song that I may request at your feet. You are Abodha Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unending dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exemption. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land, is known as Tsongkhapa, may request at your feet. And now we're going to switch again from forms, this time to speech. And from feeling to hearing. I'm going to verify that everything's still copacetic. Yes. You are alone in Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unending dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsongkhapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land, is no song that I may request at your feet. You are alone in Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exemption. O Tsongkhapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land of... Did I make an error over here? Let's see real quick. Yes, I did. O Tsongkhapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land, of snows, O Tsongkhapa, may request at your feet. You are alone in Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unending dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land, of snows, O Tsongkhapa, may request at your feet. You are alone in Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land, as knows O Tsongkhapa, may request at your feet. Okay, so now we make another change. We're changing the word, the being verb is to our minds. We're changing speech to minds. Clear. So what do you mean by clear? Well, we mean that our minds can clearly perceive sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like, as well as emotion, intention, thought, memory, and imagination. You are alone again, each one a great treasure of compassion on in a dualistic existence. Oopsie, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Sankapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land, as Nuzla Sankdrapa, may request at your feet. Now, this is a rhetorical question, which means we do not have to answer it. In fact, it works more powerfully if we don't. You are alone again, Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, non-named and dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsangkapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land, is no Sankdapa, may request at your feet. You are alone again, Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed and dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsangkapa, grand jewel of the sages of the land of Snowslow Sankdrapa, may request at your feet. You are alone again, Ishvara, great treasure of compassion, unnamed and dualistic existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of all the demons without exception. O Tsangkapa, crown honor. O Tsangkapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land, as Noslo Sankdrapa, may request at your feet. All right, that was 32 repetitions. Now I'm going to switch back to the PDF. That's always fun. Excellent. Aha, so it would seem that it's time to switch columns. We're now going to chant the foundation of all good qualities. May the wisdom which flows from learning, thinking, and meditating increase, and may the wisdom of teaching, debating, and composing increase. May I achieve ordinary and extraordinary accomplishments. Bless me quickly to become like you. May the simultaneously born great bliss shine immediately, and the illusion shadow of inherent existence quickly be cleared. Cut the net of doubts of the true nature of mind. Bless me to quickly become like you. Here we go. Following a kind master, foundation of all perfections, is the very root and basis of the path. Empower me to see this clearly and to make every effort to follow well. Aha, time to switch. Shift columns and shift pages. Precious human life gained but once has great potential but is easily lost. Empower me to remember this constantly and to think day and night of taking its essence. I must remember that death is quick to strike the spirit, for spirit quivers and flesh like a bubble in water. And after death one's good and evil deeds trail after one like the shadow trails a body. Understanding that this most certainly is true, may I discard every level of wrong and generate an infinite mass of goodness, and empower me to be thus continually aware. Sensual gluttony is a gate to suffering and is not worthy of a lucid mind. Empower me to realize the shortcomings of samsara and to give birth to the great wish for blissful freedom. Aha, looks like we're switching columns. And empower me with mindfulness and alertness born from thoughts ultimately pure. May I live in accord with the holy Dharma, the ways leading to personal liberation. Just as I myself have fallen into samsara's waters, so have all of the sentient beings. Empower me to see this and ready to practice bodhi mind that carries the weight of freeing them. Yet without habitation in the three higher trainings, our training accomplishes no enlightenment. Empower me to know this deeply and intensely, to train in the various ways of the great bodhisattvas. And empower me to pacify distracted mental wanderings and to decipher the ultimate meaning of life, that I may give birth within my mind stream to the path combining concentration and wisdom. Whoops. One who trains in these common Mahayana practices becomes a vessel worthy of the supreme vehicle Vajrayana. Empower me that I may quickly and easily arrive at that portal of fortunate beings. The foundation of what then produces the two powers is the guarding of the pledges and commitments of tantric initiation. Bless me so that I may have uncontrived knowledge of this and guard my discipline as I do my life. And bless me so that I may gain realization of the main practices of the two stages of Vajrayana, essence of the tantric path, and by sitting. Take two. Let's try this again. We're going to take a break at this semicolon. And bless me that I may gain realization of the main practices of the two stages of Vajrayana, essence of the tantric path, and by sitting relentlessly in 4 daily sessions of yoga actualizes what the sages have taught. We switch columns and scroll up. Empower me that the masters who have unfolded the sublime path within me and the spiritual friends who have inspired me may live long, and that the myriad inner and outer interferences be completely and utterly calm forever. In all future lives may I never be parted from the perfect lamas or the pure ways of Dharma. May I gain every experience of the paths and stages and quickly attain the stage of Vajradhara. O glorious and precious Guru, please take your lotus and moon seat at my heart, and keep me safe in your great kindness. Bestow on me, please, the powerful attainments of your body, speech, and mind. Oopsie. O glorious and precious Guru, please take your lotus and moon seat at my heart, and keep me safe in your great kindness. Help me to achieve ordinary and extraordinary accomplishments. O glorious and precious Guru, please come to the lotus and moon seat at my heart, and keep me safe in your great kindness. Remain steadfast until I achieve Buddhahood. And so now we're going to actually perform a silent meditation. Once again, I'm going to hide the PDF. And direct our attention to the practice text. All right. So as we breathe in, we silently and mentally recite, notice this. For each in-breath is already wired to the sympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to perceive vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. And as we exhale, we silently and mentally recite relaxing. For each exhalation is already wired to our parasympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to both physically relax and mentally release. Welcome to the live stream. When you have questions about meditation or philosophy, type them in the chat window. During each in-breath, please mentally recite "Notice this." During each out-breath, please mentally recite "Relaxing." right, we're going to seal the practice with some recitation. There we go. In life after life, Supreme Master Tsongkhapa, please be my Mahayana spiritual guide. May I never be separated even for a minute from the stainless past praised by the Buddhas. In short, throughout all my lives, may I be guided by the great spiritual Shrine Manju Shri. May I always meet the superlative path shown by Tsongkhapa. By directing to the fields of Buddhas as offerings of a mandala built on a base, resplendent with flowers and saffron water and incense adorned with Mount Meru and the 4 continents, as well as with the sun and moon, may all sentient beings be led to these fields. Idam Guru Ranam Mandalakam Niratayami. If you feel I have earned it, type something in the chat window. Give this live stream a thumbs up and share it on social media. In approximately 2.5 hours, I would very much like to return to lead this afternoon's meditation. Until next we meet, may you and yours be happy and healthy. And if you are as geeky as me, this is the way.